Hello, the lady girls are here. I'm coming your way with bitterness and bettering your life. Honey, I hope you know that you cannot be bitter and better at the same time. Why don't you choose to be bitter instead of being better with the same energy? Let me begin with a story of a young pastor and the older woman. So a young pastor was posted into a village to be in charge of a church there. And one day he organized a crusade and in his elements started sharing his childhood, how his childhood was so challenging to him because his biological parents were poor. And because of that, he had to live with foster parents who to this young pastor were mean to him. This young pastor taught that the foster parents loved their children more than they loved him. They gave their children attention, fed them even before giving him something to eat. What he would wear was a challenge. He couldn't have the best of accommodation. Even schooling was a problem. Narrated all his ordeal to his church members. How he had to wake up early to take care of these 4 younger children of his foster parents, prepare them for school before he would even come take care of himself and then go to school too. In the midst of the congregation, an older woman stood up and started speaking whilst she was approaching the pulpit. As usual, as would happen in any other gathering, the ushers approached this woman and wanted her to sit down. But the man of God said, no, let her come. It was when this woman got closer that a young pastor realized that this was the wife of the foster parents, the woman who raised him when he was younger. So, of course, he allowed this woman to speak. And this is what this older woman had to say. Because you have the microphone, you are sharing your side of the story. If I am to also open up and share my side of the story, your people here will be so sad that some will go home never to return to this church again. Because you happen to be speaking, you are speaking of what you thought was mean to you. You never mentioned your situation, how you related to some situations that made my husband and I so heartbroken. You never mentioned that. The truth of life is some people might have treated you badly at a point. All they have was that information and that knowledge. If you knew how much ignorant and naive they were themselves, you would just forgive them and let them be. Sweetheart, the people you think have hurt you so badly, if only you understood the sacrifices they had to go through at that particular time, just to accommodate you, just to be with you, just to even recommend you to other people they thought were in better position to help you, you have no idea. And that is why bitterness is not supposed to be with you forever, regardless of how it happened. You would have to learn to let it go so you can be bitter. People can be bitter instead of bettering their situation for a variety of reasons. Sometimes individuals may feel overwhelmed by their circumstances and struggle to see a way to improve their situation. They may also have experienced repeated setbacks or disappointment that have led to feelings of resentment and pessimism. Also, factors such as lack of support, resources, or opportunities can contribute to a sense of hopelessness. It is therefore important to recognize that each person's experience is unique. And therefore, whenever you have the opportunity to address bitterness, you should address it from the point of empathy, understanding, and support. Reasons for bitterness, you may ask, upon all the things you already know, all the things that have happened to you, these might be reasons why other people equally get bitter. You are not in my coaching class. You are not in my therapy group. So anything I'm putting out here is general. It's generalized. Pick what resonates with you, honey, and work with that. Adopt and adapt them so you can be better instead of being bitter. Because bitterness will end up destroying you. You have no idea. Reasons for bitterness. Some people think that they did everything they were told to do, but did not get the reward they were told they would get. Some people had to put their lives on hold to choose another direction in anticipation for a better and a brighter future, only to realize that no, life has become difficult and even worse. And all the sacrifices, all the things they had to put on hold just because they could make life worth living, their results cannot show forth. Nothing shows forth the hard work they have put into life, and they are bitter. Some were promised rewards that never materialized, and they have really worked, suffer, sacrifice body, soul, and spirit to work, to serve, to do everything humanly possible, and yet they have nothing to show forth. And they feel legitimately they have reasons to be bitter. Number two, there could be out of emotional wounds. People who have experienced significant emotional pain, such as betrayal, rejection, or trauma, may find it difficult to move forward and may develop a bitter outlook as a defense mechanism. The bitterness can act as a shield to protect them from further hurt or disappointment. Just like I said earlier on, for everything I did, for everything I have to give up, if this is what I get in return, then no more, never again, I won't do that. So to them, it is a defense mechanism. Number three is learned helplessness. When individuals repeatedly face obstacles or challenges without perceiving any control or ability to change their circumstances, they may develop a sense of learned helplessness. They cement the belief that their actions can never make a difference, and this can lead to a feeling of bitterness and resignation. A lot of people have resigned to fate. For them, they've tried everything. So now let them be there and let whatever will happen, happen. Have you had a discussion, a conversation with somebody who comes from the angle of, to me, I've done everything humanly possible. I don't know what else to do. When a person gets to that stage, they get bitter. So don't think I don't understand your situation. This is my work. This is my area. I understand you. Another reason, number three, lack of support. A lack of support from family, friends, or a community they built, supported, served, service can make it harder for individuals to improve their situation. You have some family that when one thing happens to another, everybody's hands are on the deck. All the Netflix, the paplings, and the siblings, everybody is supportive. And you turn around and see other families too, that each one for himself, God for, the rest. Nobody cares. So when there's lack of support, when people think, and if you haven't watched my video, Entitlement, go watch it. When some people think and feel that it's other people's responsibility to make their lives a living. So when this support is not coming, they are tempted to feel bitter. Without encouragement, guidance, or resources, they struggle to see a path towards betterment and may become bitter as a result. They think there is nothing, there's no way forward. As for them, this is how their situation would be for life. No, honey, nothing is permanent. You can change your situation. Number 5, cognitive biases. Our cognitive biases can influence how we perceive and interpret events. Confirmation bias can lead us to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs, which can reinforce negative attitude and prevent us from seeing opportunities for improvement. We are so biased. We are just looking for the bad things to happen. And of course, it's the bad things we see. Other biases like pessimism bias or attribution bias can also contribute to a bitter mindset. You do not even believe something good can come out of your life. For you, it is just from one bad event to another bad event. So always you're anticipating bad, and no wonder bad things do happen to you. You can change this. Number 5, right? Lack of self-awareness. Some people may struggle with self-reflection and fail to recognize their own role in their circumstances. They may blame external factors or other people for their problems, which can prevent them from taking responsibility and actively working towards bettering their situation. They think it is everybody else's fault, that life is difficult, hard for them, without looking internally to see that until you reconnect with yourself, own your life, and find ways to make your life better, you only become bitter. Then number 6, loss of hope. When individuals face prolonged or repeated adversity without seeing any signs of improvement, they may lose hope for a better future. This loss of hope can lead to bitterness, as they may feel that their efforts are futile or that life is inherently unfair. To them, life is just unfair. So they lose hope. Number 7, lack of coping skills. It doesn't matter how educated you are. If you never had the privilege of anybody teaching you as a child how to cope, how to develop those skills, it becomes a problem even when you are grown up as an adult. Some individuals may lack effective coping skills to deal with challenges and setbacks. Without healthy strategies to manage stress and navigate difficulties, they may become overwhelmed and develop a bitter outlook as a way to cope with their emotions. Number 7, negative influences from peers, family members, or even the media can also contribute to bitterness. If individuals are surrounded by people who reinforce negative beliefs or engage in destructive behaviors, it can be challenging for them to break free from that mindset and work towards bettering their situation. Number 8, lack of self-worth. Low self-esteem or feelings of inadequacy can hinder individuals from taking steps to improve their situation. They may believe they are unworthy of positive change or that they don't deserve a better life. And this can lead to bitterness and self-sabotaging behaviors. They don't believe anything good can come out of them. So they are just wasteful. There's no plan. They are just living anyhow because of low self-esteem and feelings of inadequacy. Number 9, resistance to vulnerability. Moving towards a better situation often requires individuals to be vulnerable, take risk, and also ask for help. Some people may resist vulnerability due to fear of rejection, judgment, or further disappointment. This resistance can keep them stuck in bitterness and prevent them from seeking the support they need. Number 9, lack of awareness or options. People may remain bitter because they are unaware of the availability of resources and even opportunities or alternative paths that could lead them to a better life. Limited exposure or access to information can hinder their ability to make informed decisions and take proactive steps. My dear one, it is important to note that overcoming bitterness is a complex and individual process. It often involves a combination of self-reflection, emotional healing, building resilience, seeking support, and taking action towards positive change. Professional guidance, such as therapy or coaching, can be invaluable in helping individuals address bitterness and work towards bettering their situation. While bitterness can be a natural response to challenging circumstances, it is not a productive or healthy long-term state. Encouraging empathy, providing support, promoting self-reflection, and offering opportunities for growth and empowerment can help individuals shift from bitterness to a more positive and proactive mindset. Developing effective coping skills to navigate challenges and setbacks is essential for personal growth and resilience. So as usual, I am here with some strategies that individuals can employ. And just like I say, you are not in my coaching class, so everything I put here is generalized. Adapt and adopt what would resonate with you. Many a time you can even develop yours out of watching and listening to what I am sharing. Because the point is, you need to get better instead of being bitter. Number 1 is self-awareness. Start by developing self-awareness and understanding your own emotional and behavioral patterns. Pay attention to how you react to challenges and setbacks. Identify any negative or unhelpful coping mechanisms you tend to rely on, such as avoidance, self-blame, or destructive behaviors. Number 2, identify triggers. Identify the specific situations, events, or thoughts that trigger stress, anxiety, or negative emotions for you. Understanding your triggers can help you anticipate and prepare for challenges, allowing you to implement appropriate coping strategies in advance. Number 3, seek support. Reach out to supportive friends. The key word here is supportive friends, not friends that when you share your story with them, that will be the biggest gossip for the moment. Not friends that when you share things with them, they don't have the maturity to understand that certain things are just for their ears only. So the key word is supportive friends. Reach out to supportive friends, family members equally supportive, or professionals such as therapists or coaches and trained counselors. Trained counselors, not people who just parade as counselors without any formal training, who just ask you to go pray when you need strategies and therapies and coaching sessions. Talking openly about your challenges and setbacks can provide emotional validation, different perspectives, and practical advice. Supportive relationships can also provide a sense of belonging and encouragement during difficult times. Develop healthy coping mechanisms. Number 4, develop healthy coping mechanisms. Explore and practice healthy coping mechanisms that work for you. That is why I said train counselors. When people just put their lives out there, expecting everybody to go by that, forgetting that what helped you will not help other people because their personalities are different, their situations are different. And that's why you need professionals in such instances. A typical example I can give you might include engaging in regular physical exercise, practicing mindfulness or meditation, journaling, engaging in hobbies or creative outlets, seeking social support, and using relaxation techniques such as deep breathing or progressive muscle relaxation. Experiment with different strategies to find what resonates with you and brings you the needed relief. Number 4, right? Challenge negative thinking. Develop skills to challenge and reframe negative thinking patterns. Practice identifying and replacing negative or self-defeating thoughts with more positive and realistic ones. This can help you develop a more optimistic and resilient mindset. Number 5, set realistic goals. Forget about what people put out there. You are measuring your reality with the potential, the public facade of the beautiful life people put out there. Forget about it, honey. Set realistic goals. Break down larger challenges into smaller, manageable goals. Setting realistic and achievable goals can provide a sense of direction and progress. Then you celebrate small victories along the way to maintain motivation and to build confidence. Number 5, I lost count. Practice self-care. Prioritize self-care and make time for activities that rejuvenate and nourish you. This can include getting enough sleep, maintaining a balanced diet, engaging in activities you enjoy, spending time in nature, and practicing relaxation techniques. Number 6, learn from setbacks. I don't know how loudest I could let this sound. Instead of dwelling on setbacks, view them as learning opportunities. Reflect on what you can learn from the experience and how you can use it to grow and improve. Adopting a growth mindset can help you see setbacks as temporary and part of your learning curves, your learning process. Number 7, build resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. Cultivate resilience by developing a strong support network, cultivating a positive and optimistic mindset, practicing gratitude, embracing change and uncertainty, and fostering adaptability. At a certain age, you are supposed to build your own family, build your own community, build your own support network. People you can pour into and they can equally pour into you. People can listen to you and be there with you. People you can share with and they can equally share with you. Number 7, seek professional help if needed. In our part of the world, we think seeking professional help means you are weakling because you are supposed to help yourself, either through praying enough, praying a lot, doing all those things. If you need help, honey. It doesn't make you less of a Christian. It doesn't mean you don't pray enough. There are some things you need professional assistance. If you find it challenging to develop effective coping skills, or if your challenges and setbacks are significantly impacting your well-being, consider seeking professional help. Therapists, coaches, professional counselors can provide guidance, support, and specific coping strategies tailored to your needs, not sharing their stories with you and asking you to go and do same. No, that is why you need professionals. Remember, sweetheart, that developing effective coping skills takes time and practice. Therefore, be patient with yourself and be open to trying strategies until you find what works best for you. I know you're asking, how can I develop effective coping skills to navigate these challenges and setbacks? It is possible, and that is why I'm here. Having something happen to you that caused major disappointment and loss can make you feel bitter. I understand. Sometimes if that victim, the person who caused you pain, is still there, that you run into them, sometimes you find it unable to recover and move on with your life. It is more than a grudge or regret. There is anger and hatred towards that perpetrator, as well as even yourself, for wrongly trusting people, for wrongly serving people, for doing things that you thought could bring you positive benefits, and you ended up being hurt. I understand. It is therefore hard for you to overcome these feelings of bitterness towards a situation or the person you felt did you dirty. I understand. I understand those yucky feelings. I know all the sleepless nights and anxiety. Many of you wanted justice, but justice never came. It never came. Justice never came. And you had to live with it. You just wanted justice. Some of you even wish bad things would happen to these perpetrators. You really desperately wanted justice, but justice never came. And you had to live with this pain and try to recover from the damage done. I understand. Many of you are asking, how could someone do such a thing to another human being and live with themselves? How could someone do such a thing and be okay? His or her life is moving on. In your anger, you wish even bad things or karma could find them. You even pray that bad things could come their way. I understand. It is because you are bitter. Some of you, it just changed your perception in life and your trust towards others. I understand. So you try to be cautious of the wolves in the sheep's clothing. I understand. I really understand. Some of you had to give away your sweet and loving nature just because of your pain. I understand. But bitterness not only causes pain to you, it destroys you too. It causes symptoms of trauma like sleeplessness, fatigue, and lack of libido, whilst the perpetrator is enjoying his or her life. It can also, in the long term, lead to low self-confidence, negative personality shifts, and an inability to have a healthy relationship. Some of you are struggling in your relationships, from one relationship to the other. It is just because you are bitter. Resentment and bitterness are powerful emotions that can consume us from the inside out. While most people are aware of their negative impact the negative impact of resentment and bitterness on our mental well-being, they often overlook the physical consequences of resentment and bitterness. Let's explore the often underestimated physical dangers of holding on to resentment and bitterness. Understanding these risks can motivate you to let go and move forward towards healthier emotions and perspectives. Number one, elevated blood pressure. Yeah. Resentment and bitterness can raise your blood pressure, which is a significant risk for heart disease and stroke. When you are in a state of emotional turmoil, your body goes into a fight or flight mode, causing your heart to pump harder and faster than usual. Over time, this extra strain on your cardiovascular system can contribute to hypertension, a condition that can have serious long-term health consequences. Number two, weakened immune system. The link between emotions and the immune system is well established. Research has shown that chronic bitterness and resentment can weaken your body's ability to fight off infections and illnesses. This is because the persistent release of stress hormones suppresses the immune system's functioning. So you become susceptible to infections, and it takes longer for your body to recover when you get sick. All because of what? Bitterness and resentment. Number three, increased stress levels. Resentment and bitterness are like toxic fuel for stress. When you harbor these negative emotions, your body's stress response is continually activated, releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This constant state of stress can lead to a host of physical issues, including just what I've said earlier: high blood pressure, increased heart rates, and a weakened immune system. For what in return exactly? Over time, chronic stress can contribute to serious conditions such as cardiovascular diseases and autoimmune disorders. Number four, insomnia and sleep disorders. Emotions like resentment and bitterness can wreak havoc on your sleep patterns. When you are consumed by negative feelings, your mind is just racing, making it difficult to relax and even fall asleep. If your mind cannot relax, how would you fall asleep? Even when you do manage to drift off, you are more likely to experience disrupted sleep, waking up throughout the night. Chronic sleep deprivation is associated with a multitude of health problems, including obesity, diabetes, and cognitive impairments. Why should we be bitter instead of being better? Number five, digestive issues. Do you know why your gut is often called second brain? It's because of its close connection with your emotional well-being. So holding on to resentment and bitterness can disrupt that delicate balance of your digestive system. Stress-induced changes in gut function can lead to gastrointestinal problems like irritable bowel syndrome, indigestion, and acid reflux. Emotional distress can alter your eating habits, potentially leading to overeating or undereating, both of which can have negative consequences on your digestive health. Number six, the physical dangers of bitterness and resentment. Number 6, muscle tension and pain. Emotional tension can manifest physically in the form of muscle stiffness and pain. When you are filled with resentment and bitterness, you may unconsciously tense your muscles, particularly in your neck, shoulders, and back. This chronic muscle tension can lead to discomfort, headaches, and even chronic pain conditions. So you are not sick. You are not indisposed. Neither are you well. Everything indicates that you are not healthy. There is something wrong with you. I don't know what it is. The psychologists will call it conversion. Because of resentment and bitterness. And over time, it can severely affect your mobility and overall quality of life. Number 7, accelerated aging. Possibly one of the most surprising physical dangers of resentment and bitterness is its potential to accelerate the aging process. Chronic stress driven by these negative emotions can lead to premature aging of the skin, making you appear older than your actual age. You meet people in their 30s and 40s, and they look like they are in their 50s and 60s. Resentment and bitterness. Additionally, stress-induced inflammation has been linked to cellular aging and shortened telomeres, which are proactive caps on your DNA strand. Shortened telomeres are associated with a higher risk of age-related diseases like even cancer and dementia. What at all do we want in this life that would bring these upon ourselves because of resentment and bitterness? While it's natural to experience resentment and bitterness at times, it is essential to recognize their physical dangers. These emotions, if left unchecked, can wreak havoc on our body, leading to stress-related health problems, weakened immunity, digestive issues, sleep disturbances, muscle tension, and even accelerated aging. Honey, understanding these physical consequences of holding onto these emotions can be a powerful motivator. So let's go and seek healthier ways to cope with negative feelings. Sometimes you have to practice forgiveness, not because of the person who hurts you, but for your own soul to be at rest. Forgiveness, empathy, and self-care, so you can protect both your mental and physical well-being. That can lead you to a happier and a healthier life. Listen, you can put on the public facade of a successful life. The success, the fame, the accolades, everything might look like you've got it together. Succeeding on a higher level on the outside, and yet you are depressed because of bitterness. Sometimes it's difficult for people to understand how come another person with this level of success, things like a perfect marriage, a family dynamic, still struggles so much internally. The truth is, all those exterior things cannot heal your traumas. Healing is a journey that comprises an ego death. Yeah, you would have to intentionally kill your ego so you will seek inner healing. A bad day for the ego, they say, is a great day for the soul. People are always going to be fickle. It is all about how you feel about yourself. People are always going to be people. Love you today and discard you tomorrow. Appreciate your services today and find you useless tomorrow. Good people do bad things Bad things happen to good people. We do even bad things to our own selves too. Our poor choices, our inability to take the needed risk we knew, and we still know would improve our lives. We don't take them. We are sometimes irresponsible to our own selves. We allow other people to treat us poorly in the name of whatever, I don't know. But through them all, we have to march on regardless. The unresolved emotions, the unaddressed pain, anger or resentment can fester and turn into bitterness. That negative mindset, a pessimistic outlook, can lead to a cycle of bitterness as you continually focus on the negative aspects of life. Listen, life is beautiful. The universe is waiting for you to put away this bitterness. So you see how much lots of love is out there waiting for you. You are only sending out bitterness into the universe, and exactly what you get in return. That unmet expectation, unrealistic expectation. When reality does not meet our expectations, disappointment can turn to bitterness. It's normal. You will still have to match on regardless. Work with your expectations. To some of you, it's lack of purpose or meaning in life. Feeling unfulfilled or without direction can equally lead to bitterness and discontent. So these are my questions to you as I conclude. Who are you? As Miles Monroe would put it, the awareness. And so you get the awareness of who you are just walking through life. You don't even know who you are, let alone what you deserve. Number 2, where are you with your life now? Now, today that you're watching this view, where are you with your life now? Waiting for the 2 other questions. Just take a minute and hit a second and hit on the subscribe button. If you want to receive more videos from me, if my things make meaning to you, hit on the subscribe button and share. Thank you, my darling, for supporting. So let's go over that again. Number 1, who are you? The awareness. Number 2, where are you with your life now, today that you're watching this video? Where are you with your life now? You can deceive everybody. You can deceive your soul. You are the only person that knows and understands where you are now. Number 3, where do you need to be in this life? And number 4, how would you bridge the gap between where you are and where you need to be? Once you're able to mindstorm and get these questions answered, resentment and bitterness will just vanish, just like it came unannounced. No one is promised tomorrow. You see, Koda is gone. Yeah. No one, none of us is promised tomorrow. Why are you wasting today because of yesterday's pain? Remember, bitterness is not a fixed state. It is possible to recognize and work on overcoming it. If you need a professional coach to work with, count me in. Bitterness is not a fixed state. It is possible to recognize and work on overcoming it, allowing ourselves to grow and become better versions of ourselves. No, there is so much out there, but you need to let go of bitterness and resentment. Reconnect with yourself, own your life, and begin living so the universe will know you are ready. Once you are ready, you'll be amazed the kind of help that is surrounding you, the kind of opportunities that are I've been waiting for you all this while. Honey, there is so much to life than what we are doing. Take hold of your life and begin living. Much love and blessings. Watch the other videos. You'll find a lot of tools equally there. Share and subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Till I come your way again, much love and blessings.